Okay, I'd like to welcome all of you back. So we've had our first few classes, and by now, some people have probably checked out, right? And the reason being is that I'm reading you now a bunch of rules, right? I'm reading you the law, and this law we actually keep here. So it seems to be a very dry thing, right? It is not the most exciting read. Why? With it being stripped out of all religion, with it being stripped out of all divination, being stripped away from what it actually is in reality, it actually is in context. Right now, we are just dealing with now changing our mindsets, getting an understanding of what it really is and that we are actually supposed to do it. And now it starts to become reality-based. And that reality-based is what is going to save us as a people, to gain us our own nation. You will not be permitted to draw up your own constitution. It won't work. You will not be permitted to take over someone else's system or their constitution, because those systems are designed to help those specific people directly. People want to say the word racism and the word prejudice, but without understanding this one fact, and that one fact is that all systems are designed to help the people of that system of origin. So if I create a system, that system is designed to help my people above all, and to protect my people on our land, the land that we share. You see? So if I have a system, that system is going to give my people the advantage in our land, in our country. However, within our system, we don't have oppression. So everyone gets the same rights and the same rules. You're just not permitted to rule over any of my people. You're not permitted to oppress any of my people. You are here, you're a guest, you're here to work, get what you're going to get, and go, right? Whether it be in 7 years, whether it be in 50 years, whether you're just a tourist. In either case, this is what the law stipulates, right? So the law is inherently inclined to serve and protect the people or the citizenship of its people, right? And it's designed to help a specific group within that and protect all others from their rights and humanity being violated. That's what a law is designed to do. So while you're here gaining our law, you're gaining our perspective, you're going to see now that it's not a bunch of fighting for your rights. This is how we all think. And when matters come into judgment, when issues arise, we are all going to judge according to this because we all think in this way. Well, with this is what's supposed to happen. Now, you're going to find that there's no jumping to conclusions, right? So just because we have become aware of a situation, the process of bringing that situation into judgment and dealing with it will be vastly different than some people have been aware of in past history. There will be some that are familiar with our ways and familiar with our systems. Our system is not foreign. It is not strange. It is similar to any other Arab system, right? The Arab system of doing things, our Arab culture, the Arab way. This is the way of the Muslim, right? One who is submitted to the law from their God. So we don't have a separate law, and there's no separation here. There is just one. So now picking up, we're going to get to a more interesting topic. All right. So you'll see down at the corner of your screen, the book we're reading from, and we'll be in Exodus chapter 22. In this particular Targum, the Targum of Jonathan ben Uziel, right, the uncle of David listed in Chronicles, who had a school and wrote the school of the law, the enemy of Hillel, right, the one who wrote the Babylonian Talmud in Babylon. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at chapter 22 and verse 15. Seduction. If a man seduce a virgin unbetrothed. Okay, so first of all, this requires absolutely no participation from the man. Let me make that clear. It says, if a man seduce a virgin unbetrothed. The fact that this woman likes you or is enticed by you, right? Her eyes look on you and she is like, oh my goodness, that man. I want that man. That is it. You have seduced her. You could have just walked past on the street. You could have been playing in the park. It doesn't matter what you were doing, right? You could have just been working. You could be teaching a class. You can be doing anything. And this woman is just sitting there thinking about all the wonderful things that she wants to do with you. She's envisioned the whole life with you. This woman has been seduced. There is nothing that this man has done to seduce her. So in our culture, in our tradition, it is the man's fault just by his aroma, right? Just by his appearance that this woman has become seduced. It is the man's fault, okay? So the man is the object of beauty, the object of affection. When that man has seduced a woman, now she's seduced. So she looks out the window, she sees a man, she thinks, oh my goodness, this man, he lives over here, just over the way. I've seen him, I want him, okay? So now she has seen this man, she desires this man, she wants this man, This is her husband, as the young girls say. And has had criminal conduct with her. Now, this is the second stipulation. So after this woman has been seduced by you, she desires you, she will put herself somewhere in your vicinity, or you will find yourself in the vicinity of this woman. Things have a way of bringing you together, right? And you've had criminal conduct. So after you've talked to her, and, she's starting to get the little flirtation, you're starting to flirt, you may even kiss. This happens, okay? So you kiss this woman, you desire this woman, right? Well, criminal conduct is a kiss. It's very light. It's just an escalation beyond, there's an inclination and a desire, and you feel all of this. This is all criminal conduct. It is not a crime. Let me be straight with you. This is not a crime, right? Men and women have to come together, have to get married, have to have children. So, while it is turned a blind eye to, we see it working. So we do take note of it, but we allow it to happen. We allow it to take its course. People have to come together. Men and women have to come together. So if you're talking to her and this happened, and you hold hands, and we see this, we kind of see you liking each other, you want to be around each other, when you like somebody, you want to be with them. So now she wants to be around you, and you want her to be around. This will ultimately bring you to criminal conduct. We see it, we know what's happening, but we want things to mature, because the very next step is endowing, he shall endow her to be his wife. So the next step is you ask for her if she would like to marry you, period. So whether you're just giggling and holding hands and, complimenting each other, you're going to now ask this woman if she would like to marry you. Why? Because you need to set the tone for the intention of where this is going. So in our culture, there is no dating, right? We go from liking each other to engagement. Then the courtship begins. And the courtship is not you courting the woman. You're courting the family. So you have to come in and meet the family and sit down and discuss, and the family has to take an evaluation of you. Not that you have been dating this woman for a long time, for months, days, or weeks. This is early. We're talking first kiss early. Early. Okay? The moment you know that you want this woman, that's it. You're pursuing marriage with her. And this is especially for a virgin, right? So this is for virgins, all right? We'll get to non-virgins, divorced, and we'll get to the widows later. But now for virgins. So this is how we deal with virgins. Virgins, we're not trying to deflower them. We're not trying to humble them. Right? We're not trying to sample the goods and then break their hearts. The whole point of her purity is to be preserved, to be brought in, to be kept, and to be sheltered for the rest of her life. She's not supposed to experience any of those things that we have been experiencing for the last few millennia. All of the heartache, all of the breaking your virginity to get your heart broke, and then you're out here in the streets. No, that's absolutely deplorable. That is a beast-like mentality. If you have this mentality, you have become gravely ill, and I don't care how common the illness is, right? COVID was all over the planet. Right? You're ill. You're sick. The virgin is supposed to be kept. The virgin is supposed to be cherished. She's supposed to come into her wifehood. This is how it goes. All right? And how do we deal with the non-virgins? All of them? There is a process. There is a way. We're not going to discuss that right now, but we're just dealing with what the virgin is entitled to. Now, there's a reason behind we do things this way with virgins, and you go in and ask, can you marry the virgin daughter? Early, right? First kiss, first hug, first liking, you desire each other. This has been expressed. You come in, we're going to ask early. If this does not appear to him to be desirable, okay? So now if you decide, since you've now gotten the interest of this girl and you've talked to her and now all of a sudden you don't want this anymore, or if her father be not willing, so now you've touched this girl in some sort of way, right? I'm not saying you've had sex, but just criminal conduct. You're hugging, you're kissing, this. And now it's time to marry the girl, and you say, no, I don't want to marry her, right? Or if her father is like, no, you're not, this is not good, right? Right? So there's a fine now for this. 50 seline of silver shall be laid upon him according to the endowment of a virgin. Okay? So if you say yes and the family agrees and you back out, At a later date, you're going to pay 50 selene of silver. So you may start the engagement. At the engagement, you're going to give 15 selene of silver. So I'm making clarity here so you don't think, oh, well, he like my daughter, he got to pay me 50 selene of silver. No. At the engagement, he has to give 50 selene of silver. The point after that, right, 50 selene of silver, the point after that. So you make the engagement, the family agrees, right? If something happens after the engagement, right, you don't want this girl anymore, you don't want to be a part of this family no more, that's it. It's done. Okay? Right? If the father be not willing, right, they've discovered something about you, you have committed some other act, some act of shame, and the family doesn't want you in the family, that's it. But it will be viable, right? You've broken some law, something, before the wedding, and now they're like, we don't want this in our family anymore. We don't want to be a part of this anymore. Not saying he's a bad person, but we don't want to entwine our family with these actions or with anyone who's participating in a bad thing. Okay? So this is seduction. This is the virgin part. We'll get to the complicated because you have to understand some more rules later. All right? Now, the next point in chapter 17, sons of Israel, my people, whosoever practices witchcraft, you shall not suffer to live. Okay? And whosoever lieth with a beast shall be stoned to death. So I'm going to say this, that it is imperative that you understand this next part. Okay? So whosoever practices witchcraft shall not suffer to live. All right? And whosoever lies with a beast shall be stoned to death. So if you don't know what witchcraft is, so we have a law, and our law has its practice. Anything and everything outside of the practice of this law, this one is witchcraft. So if the law expresses to do a certain thing with our law and our prophets, if it expresses to do a certain thing, then that thing is to be done. Period. Okay? Not something else. We don't go and seek divination. We're not counseling the spirits, anything of the sort, okay? We do what the law says do, and that is all. There is no adding, there is no taking away, there is no altering something to get something else to work, all right? Is witchcraft real? Yes. It's here. It's very real. Does it work? Yes, it does work, right? So, but when we catch you doing it, this is the price to pay. We don't accept or tolerate this here, all right? Whoever lieth with a beast, an animal, you will also be, that's it. We don't accept that here with us, okay? I know people like to lump an all, right? Because they don't like to practice good judgment. This is not an all thing. Like some other people somewhere, this probably is a great idea. I don't care. That's them, that's over there. If you want to practice that, go with them. It's wonderful. They're all the way not here. That's where they are, and that's fantastic. Okay? The next part is you'll know that it is omitted. Okay? I didn't omit it. Okay? 22 and 18. Okay? The other part with this, and the man of Israel who lies with the woman, right, who practices this will be killed. It's not there in this text. In the original text, it is. You're taking my word for it now, but I want you to understand where it is written. Okay? Just because it is omitted here does not mean that it is not written somewhere else. I'll tell you exactly where it is written. Okay? So if you go to Book of Numbers, chapters 22 to 25, you will find the story of the Israelites and the council between Balak and Bileam, who was Laban, right? The same Laban who founded Lebanon, okay? This Laban, right? He gave counsel to make taverns with cheap food and cheap drinks and to employ beautiful women who worshiped idols there. And the men who sleep with those women, right, they would be cursed with death from our God, right? This is the same exact counsel that is here written in the law that has been omitted. Why is it omitted? I'll tell you exactly why. It's because the translator who translated it, right, wanted to make it okay, period, all right? But in the original text, the verse is there, and it does translate as such. And it is also in the book of Ben Midbar, in the desert, in the book of the law. And then it is second again in Micah chapter 6, where he says, remember what I told Balaam, who was Laban, what his counsel was to Balak when you return. So while it is omitted here, the rest of the book testifies of this law, that the men of Israel are not allowed to abase themselves with whorish women or with women who have a foreign deity or foreign worship, okay? And that's just for us. That has nothing to do with other people. Other people can do what they like, as they like, all right? It has nothing to do with the Ishmaelites. It has nothing to do with Islam. It has nothing to do with Christianity. It has nothing to do with other peoples and other nations. I'm talking about my people, my nation, my kingdom, and our law. All right? And whoever sacrifices to the idols of the Gentiles will be slain with the sword. So all of these other religions, period, all of them, right, came from outside. And so whoever participates in eating food blessed to these idols of outside nations, right, slain. So now you see the death of religion here. All of them. I'm not dealing with that, okay? If that's what they do, that's what they do. However, we ourselves, do not do that. Okay? It doesn't matter. This is what it says. It says, whosoever sacrifices to the idols of the Gentiles. And at the center of every religion, there is an idol. It doesn't matter what religion it is. So now we don't have any religion. All of them have been gotten rid of. Okay? That's why I said at the beginning of this, we're going to set all religion and religious beliefs aside, and we're going to deal with the rules. We're going to deal with the law, and whatever the law tells us to do, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to incorporate it or have some belief and wait for it to be validated. Let's just start from scratch. We don't have any that, and we're going to continue moving forward. Okay? So he shall be slain with the swords, and his goods be destroyed. For ye shall worship only the name of Yah. So we only worship his name. That is it. We don't have anything. Now that's only for my people that are coming into the kingdom with me, for my people that are building the kingdom with me, that are going to be living in our communities. We only worship the name of Yah, period, right? That's it, you know? And the stranger you shall not vex with words. So now, first of all, we don't vex anybody with words. What? We're not going to piss anybody off. We have to watch what we say. We have to control our tongue. There is a heavy fine or penalty for disrespecting someone with words, right? Notice I didn't mention harassment. We didn't say harassment, okay? Because that can be at any level. People put harassment at any level. However, we will not disrespect anyone with words, okay? Nor distress him by taking his goods. So we're not thieves. We're not taking people's possessions. People come, they pass through, they are able to shop, do business, and go in peace. So we are open to business. We are open community. People can come. They can join us. They can work with us. They can live with us. And they can continue in whatever way they are doing. It does not have any bearing on us. How we are, how they are is two different things. Okay? Remember, sons of Israel, my people, that you were strangers in the land of the west, Mitzrayim. All right? So, I'm going to stop here because we're going to get into the other thing, right? How we take care of the poor and how we take care of lending money. So this is a deeper subject. All right, so that's today's lesson, today's reading, and today's understanding in class. I think this is class 7. So I'll continue with you all in the next episode. See you soon. Oh, check out our podcast, all right? So I know that these lessons are coming out every Tuesday and Thursday, the videos on YouTube, okay? However, our podcast, every time a lesson is given, it is posted to the podcast. So check out the podcast, join the podcast, or join the class, and listen, let's build this kingdom together, one step at a time, one day at a time. Peace.